Hi everybody, welcome back. My name is Kathryn Hubert. I am the owner here at Chez Genèse. We are a small French-inspired restaurant in the heart of downtown Greensboro, North Carolina, and a big part of our heart and mission and reason for existence is that we are seeking to provide equal employment for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities, and in doing that are hoping to grow and become excellent in our own business model and then share our business model with our community, with the rest of the world, so that we can see more equal employment opportunities for disabled adults across our nation, across the world. So this is a very small space where we talk about what we do and why we do it and how we do it, but the goal behind this is for us to press deeper into our own understanding of what we are doing, our own research, and then learning how to communicate that to the people that follow us. So thank you for being one of those people. Thank you for being with us here today, and Happy New Year. We are excited to kick off 2023. Honestly, very excited to kick off 2023. We have been open for just over 4 years. We opened in the fall of 2018. So we had about not even quite a year and a half of business before COVID hit, but that first year and a half was our first year and a half, so it was an adventure all on its own. And then we lived through a couple of really intensive pandemic years, and last year was really a stabilizing year, getting our business back on track, getting our team where it needed to be. So we are hopeful and excited that this will be a year where we really get to explode with some growth. We know by now that life doesn't follow the plans and the thoughts that we necessarily have, but we are holding some hope and enthusiasm for the goals and the dreams that we have in this coming year. So part of that is communicating more fully and more frequently with our community, both inside of our walls and outside of our walls, about our business model and breaking that down. So we're kicking off this year by talking about the fact that we are a business and why are we a business. There are a few key reasons, and I'll touch over those briefly today. But the first is simple. It's that I like business. I have, I think, kind of a natural bend in brain towards it. It also is something that I have studied and has been part of my field of interest. It's where some of my work experience lies. But I just like the process and the structure of running a business. It fascinates me. I'm very interested in the details of business and how to be efficient and productive with our systems and our structures, how to utilize the resources that we have to our best ability. And before starting Chez Genèse and kind of realizing we had two different tracks that we could take. We could go the nonprofit route, we could go the business route, and looking into both and just realizing for a restaurant, we need to be highly adaptable. There's change that happens on the daily basis here. There's a lot more restrictions and red tape that you run into with nonprofits and running decisions by a board, and especially when that comes to financial decisions. And so it was important for me to have the freedom and the creative and the financial control of something needs to change and I can change it right this instant, and we can go ahead and push that forward instead of having a delay either with a board or another governing group or the government. So that's one reason. And then the second reason is that it's really foundational to the mission and the purpose that we have. Our hope in creating equal employment for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities means that we value and believe in the capability and the skill set that our teammates bring to the table, and we want to compensate them accordingly. But I think there's a mindset shift when structuring it as a business. So for me, it was very important to be able to say that as a business owner, I am hiring you because I think you are the best decision for the success and the sustainability of my business. We don't give jobs or positions out of pity or out of charity. We expect our team to work really hard to show up on time, to work hard, and to give their best when they're here at work. Understanding that your best may be different on a Tuesday than it is on a Friday, and that's okay. We recognize that we're humans, and that we're not machines, and that our work performance may look different from day to day. However, are you showing up and giving me your best of what you have to offer today? And are you willing to work hard in that process? So that's really the like lens that is attached over our hiring model. In that, we also spend quite a bit of time, and we'll talk about this more in later videos because I don't want to get too bogged down in it now, but we spend a lot of time getting to know the individual. What are your hopes, dreams, stressors, goals, desires? What makes you come alive at work? What makes you want to shrivel up when you're at work? And then putting people in positions that are needed for us, but that also seem like a good fit for the individual. And then we evaluate that regularly too, to see if that's still a good fit or if we need to make changes or adaptations, and adjust and pull people into different areas. Baseline is you're a human being. You are worthy because you are a human being. We believe in the potential and the capabilities and the skill sets that you're already bringing in, and we want to help cultivate and grow a further skill set so that you can progress and move towards goals that you have with us, or if this is a stepping stone and you're using this work opportunity to help you get a job somewhere else, that you're better set up and equipped to go into another work environment once you leave our doors. And that there's a real need for our team to be here and to perform and to do well in their jobs for the success of our business. And that also has been important to me and to communicate not only to our team but also to our guests. I sometimes get comments of like, oh, you're doing such a good thing. You're doing such a good thing for people. And that really misses the point. And I understand that people are saying that out of kindness and out of encouragement. However, my team is also doing really great and amazing things for me. This is a two-way street. We are a business. There is a transaction that happens between me and my team and between us and our guests, right? So our guests come in the door, they pay for a product or a service, they receive that product or that service, hopefully they're pleased with it, and then they move on. With our team, they come into work, they give me their work and their time, and I give them a paycheck. There's an exchange. And if at any point that isn't working for either one of us, then there's the opportunity to part ways. So that being said, there's a true need for my team to show up, for them to do work, or we wouldn't have a business. So yes, like my hope as an employer is to provide a space where people are welcomed, where they're celebrated, where they're given an opportunity and an experience, and hopefully one that they enjoy in the process. But I also want to have a successful and a great business with wonderful food and wonderful service that people want to come back to time and time again, and I can't do that on my own. So I'm heavily reliant on the team that I have in order for this operation to run. There's a cohesiveness there, and there's sustainability in that. So that's a lot of information. However, as you can tell, I'm like, my feet are down here tapping. I don't know if you can hear that because there's energy going through my body right now, and I'm getting excited about it. But I'll tag on the last thing in that as we're closing out is that we're a restaurant because that is my industry. I love the restaurant industry. I realized the other night that I've been in the restaurant industry for 17 years, which is half of my life. And it's in my blood at this point. Like, I love the fast-paced nature of it. I love the rush, the stress, the thrill, the creativity, the structure, all of it. Like, it just is embodied in who I am. So I started a restaurant with this mission, not because I think that disabled humans are only capable of working in a restaurant or working in a coffee shop, but rather because this is my industry and this is a thing that I love, and so it makes the most sense for me to do something that I love and that I'm good at and enact change within that structure and within that industry. And our hope is that as our model grows, that we don't just have restaurants or coffee shops that pop up all around that are employing people with disabilities, but that people in other industries start to look at what we're doing and adapt some of those same, not adapt, there is adaptation in the process, but adopt the process, because a disabled human is the same as any other human in that they have different goals and different hopes for their life, and they have different skill sets. So it's unfair that someone with a disability in Greensboro is limited in the employment options or opportunities that they have. If they don't want to work in a restaurant, if they don't want to work in a coffee shop, where do they go? Like who's going to hire them? And that's the barrier that we're really hoping to push against and to break. There needs, in order for there truly to be equal opportunities in the employment world and sphere, that needs to be available across all the industries. It can't just be specific to a couple. That's my little soapbox. It's not a little soapbox, actually, it's a big fat one, because I care about that one a lot. So that's something that we're going to be talking more about. That doesn't mean that any of the options that are available are bad options. It simply means we need more options, and we're encouraging and trying to cultivate that. So we're a business because I love business. It's important to me. It's important to me that my team knows that they are the best hiring decision for the success and the sustainability of my business, and that I am dependent on them showing up and doing their jobs in order for us to operate successfully. And then third, we're a restaurant because that's my industry, and that's what I'm good at, and that's what I love, and I want to create change within the business industry that I'm already in. Businesses can do good things too, you guys. We're going to talk about that more in the coming weeks. So that's it. This one was a longer one today, but that's because I had so many things that I wanted to say. I hope that you found value in all of that. As always, if you don't already, please subscribe to us. Please share the word. Please spread it with your friends and family. That is a goal for us this year, is to grow our YouTube following and really see an increase in the number of eyeballs that this is getting in front of. So your help in that is greatly appreciated and recognized.